Welcome back to the Black Sand Prospecting Channel. Hey, today I am going to take some gold to the gold buyer. Gold is way up. Um, so most gold buyers, if they're buying the gold for the gold weight and not for uh, resale of, like pay dirt or something like that, they're going to want it in a solid chunk. They want one piece so they can test it easily. Uh, Today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to melt some gold and make it into a button so that they can test it and pay me. All right, well, besides the gold, you're going to need a few things. I use a MAP gas torch. This will also run the regular propane type torch, but this is designed to work with MAP as well. It's a hotter flame. And then you're going to need something to melt it in, a little melting dish, and obviously a safe place to do this in. And then some borax. This is just 20 mule team borax. And then something to grab a hold of that crucible. Also, going to need something to cool it off in. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a glass with some water in it, and I'll be right back. And we'll start melting. All right, I'm going to start prepping this. I got to get it nice and toasty. This might be a little loud for recording, but we'll have to see. But I want to heat up this plate a little bit, and then obviously the melting dish. Now for me, I'm going to mix a little bit of borax in this with the flour gold so that borax will help hold on to the flour gold until it starts to melt and join up with the other pieces of gold. There we go. So let's go ahead and take one of our vials here and drop it down in there. This has some pretty chunky stuff in it, so we'll wait on that one. That's going to be like one of our last ones. This is the one with the most powder in it. All right. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of borax on there. And then we'll go ahead and put some of our chunkier stuff on there. And then a little bit more borax just to kind of hold it in place. Now that's going to be plenty of borax. Fortunately, the stuff in this vial is pretty chunky. Don't know if you can hear that or not. But I won't need to worry about covering it up. I'm going to kind of get that melting down onto the gold. And that's kind of an excessive amount of borax, considering I already had some in it. Oh, I don't know what the heck that's doing, but that's interesting. That was kind of cool. Now this will take a minute here, but you'll see it's starting to already get liquefied there. It's getting shiny in some spots. And if I had preheated this plate here a little more, it would take less time. But I can see where that's already starting to melt. Now this will take some of the impurities out of it just a little bit. This is not smelting. This is melting. I'm just making a button out of this. If you want to purify your gold, this is not the way to do it. Look at that. That is so cool. All right, let's make sure it joins up with all the other little pieces. Ooh, that's so pretty. All right, let's go ahead and add our other stuff in, get that melting down. I do see a little bit of crystalline residue here, which is really kind of cool. I might keep that. If it sticks around, we'll keep it. All right. All right, that's the rest of the gold. So that's all of the gold that I have that I'm willing to get rid of, except for two pieces that are flaky pieces, and I don't want to get rid of those quite yet. You see that piece of gold fly off there? Fortunately for me, it stayed in the melting dish. Oh, they call it a crucible, but it's really not a crucible. Not by definition, I don't think, anyways. Get you zoomed in on that gold a little bit. Of course, this is set where it's locked in place. There we go. Alright. So I'm just kind of getting all the pieces to join up together now. There's kind of a crystalline piece right there, and if it stays, it stays. If not, then I'll go ahead and let it join up, obviously. But I wonder what causes that. See, I don't know a lot about that process part there, or why it would do kind of a crystalline structure. Oh, but it joined in with the other pieces. Alright, look at that. Move it around a little bit. I want to make sure and get this plenty hot, so if there was any black sand, and I believe that's kind of what's making that borax, that liquid borax, basically. I believe that's what's making that darker color. I do see a little bit of gold I need to try and get to join up in there. There's a couple little pieces over here. I'd like to see those join up with the big piece. Well, that one did finally. Rolling it all around here. Oh. And a couple little pieces still. And by the way, gold has to get pretty darn hot to be that molten. All right, so now I'm going to say that that's probably about as good as we're going to get. That other stuff that's floating around in there may not be gold, because it is kind of refusing to join up with the big piece. You may not see it, but there's two little dots of something there. Actually, one of them may have joined up, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, I'm going with that's something else. That's another metal. All right, so we'll let that rest for just a second. This is all just fun for me. This is a hobby. This is not what I do for a living. There we go. Now we got her. And let's see what kind of button we got here. Probably still going to be warm, but we'll swish it around a little bit here. Put some of that water out. Swish it around. Okay, well, it's staying in one place pretty good, so. All right, so there we go. We got our button here. That was fun. All right, so now it's going to be time to scratch this on the little Bach and see what kind of purity we've got, and then take it in for some cash. See what happens. Now, a little side note here. The sand actually melts at a higher temperature than the gold. So you can see that black sand material. I don't know whether that's hematite or magnetite, but that black sand is what I was trying to get out of this gold with the borax. So thought you might find that interesting. All in all, I've got close to 6 grams of gold in this little chunky piece right here. And that's pretty much all the black sand. There might be a little bit in that stuff that I poured off after we got done. All right, before we do the scratch test, let's go ahead and take a look to see how much we've got here. I hate how this blue doesn't work very well with the, there we go. So we'll tear this off. Doesn't work very well with this iPhone. Anyways, let's go ahead and drop that on there. 5.81 grams. And I do have a couple of other pieces right here. These are bigger chunks, so I didn't melt those down. All right, let's go ahead and do the scratch test. All right, so we've got a line of gold there. It's not very soft, so I'm going to guess that it's not quite 24 karat, but I've got some of the stuff that is 422, and I've got some 18, and then I will probably go down as far as 14. So let's put a little dab of 14 on there and let's see where it goes from there. And basically, the way I understand it is you take a little drop, run it across there, and see if it melts that gold out. It's not really doing anything, so it's better than 14. Let's go to the 18. Oops, that joined up, so that may not be a real accurate test. But regardless, I still don't see it doing a whole lot there. All right, so we'll go down a little bit further, and we'll go ahead and do the 22 karat stuff. And within reason anyways, it should actually dissolve it, basically. So it'll turn that all black. I don't know if I have a better angle of that. There we go. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing that either, so it might be close to fairly pure. All right, well, I'm at the Gold Buyer. It's a pawn shop in North Bend, and I'm not going to record while I'm in there, obviously, but we'll see how it goes. All right, well, that wasn't a horrible experience. I will tell you that I got a little less than I was expecting. That's kind of normal. My gold, most of it ended up being real close to 18 karat. A couple of little pieces were a little over. Some of the pieces were a little under. And I expected that because I melted down a bunch of gold from all over the place. Some of it came from Nome, Alaska, from American Gold Prospector, Brian. Some of it came from Flower Gold Wizard. I believe he's in Wisconsin, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, some of it came locally that I've actually gotten myself, and some of it came from Rob DeLand, who does his channel's Digging to Land, and also from Damon, West Coast Gold Prospecting. So my gold came from a lot of different places, so I didn't expect it to be any more than, actually I was just hoping it would be 18. The only really good pieces were one of the pieces that I got from my Applegate claim that I've been working on. That one was at about 22%, or 22 karat, excuse me. And then a piece that I got from Brian and out of Nome there, and it was 24 karat, pretty close. So that was a nice little bonus flake. Anyways, I wasn't sure I was going to get rid of the flakier piece, the big chunks, but I decided to get rid of them. This is going to help pay for the next prospecting trip, which will be tomorrow. Today's Friday. Anyways, I will go ahead and sign out now, I guess. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll catch the next video.